These are some of the pak choy that we're still eating, but I've let some of them go to seed. Why? Well, I'll end up with free seeds to plant next year. Or any time. Pak choy can grow most times of the year. Oh look, little bug. So, but that's not what this video is about. Today we're going to have a lamb stew. So I'm going to put some of the remaining spinach in there. Probably some of the Italian parsley and probably just thyme. I don't add a lot of herbs to a lamb stew, but I do like thyme and parsley. So let's get started. Spring onions I pulled out, a bit of Italian parsley and spinach, which we're coming to the end of that in the garden. A bit of thyme, a couple of onions, garlic, pepper. Probably can use just a quarter or half a teaspoon of onion salt and potatoes. And of course, lamb. Now these were offcuts of lamb. In other words, these are like the end of a loin, and so you've got thick ones and thin ones and all that. But I'm going to take them out of the packet. I'm actually just going to cut the meat out and keep all the fat and throw that away. This will be a lamb stew. Let's get started. Okay, let's turn on the heat. Medium. I'm also going to add a little bit of, that's olive oil in the bottom, a couple of tablespoons. A nice big chunk of butter. Now, you don't have to add butter. I do, because overall in the end, it just adds huge flavour to the lamb stew. Right, that's plenty. Let that heat up a little bit. First of all, we're going to sear the lamb. But we're not taking the lamb out of the pot. Then I'm going to add onions and garlic, then the vegetables as we go. So that's good enough. All these lamb pieces are from those trucks. And it doesn't seem like a lot of lamb, but I've always believed you need about 80 to 90% vegetable to 10% protein. That's just me. Some people like a lot more meat. Like all those chops cost me about $3 because they're offcuts. If they were ridgy-dig normal chops, that would have been about $25 to $30 worth of lamb. So I'm just going to get a bit of colour on these. Smells good already. Another couple of minutes, maybe less, and I'll be adding the onions. It's pretty close to where I want it. I'm not after any like really burnt look. It will get there eventually with the colour. Just adding in the onions. At this stage I will add probably about a teaspoon garlic.
stirring that. Right, we'll come back in about 2 or 3 minutes and we'll add some other stuff. Okay, they've been going for about 5 minutes. Onions are softening up nicely. Like I say, there's not a great deal of colour. You can see your meat a lot more than I do. This is going to cook for another hour and a half when I'm finished. So I'm happy with that. What I'm going to add now is the potatoes, and I cut up a couple of smaller carrots. They can go in. A bit of a stir. Really simple. Any stew or soup is not complicated. It depends what you want to add to it. Now these are bits and pieces out of my garden, which is parsley, thyme, spinach. So that's going in. That is a nice little colour change to the end product as well, and it's good for you. And if you grow your own, it costs you nothing. Looking good already. Now I'm going to put in a little bit of black pepper. And to this one, I don't normally put salt in, but this is just a flavouring. Onion salt. I'm not going to put much. That'll do. Another layer of flavour. Right. And now I'm going to add, you can add beef stock if you want to. I like chicken stock with lamb, that's just my preference. This is a litre, and if we're a bit short, like always, I will just add a little bit of water. See how we go with this. So that's a litre of chicken stock. It's quieting down the hissing and spitting. That's pretty good. I'll just add just a touch of water. I'll bring this up to a boil and then straight down to a simmer, because at the simmer stage it's going to be like that for about an hour and a bit, maybe less, but about that. So let it boil. I'll show you boiling and put it on simmer, put the lid on, and we'll come back later. Now the spring onions from my garden, they're just going to go in at the very last minute, and probably some on top of the dish when it's served in the bowl. Right, back shortly. Okay, as you can see, it's coming to a boil. Now what I'm going to do is just turn it down to a simmer, and then I will come back in 20 minutes, check it, another 15, check it. Probably be about another 40 minutes and this will be done, but there it is at the moment. I'll come back and check it. Sure, it's about 20 minutes into the process. Simmering beautifully. That is going to be yum. So I'll be leaving this about another 20 minutes, maybe 25. Depends to my liking. And then we should be done. It's looking pretty good. 20 minutes. It's looking pretty good. I think another 5 or 10 minutes and that will be done. And as you saw, it was not that hard to make. You can change some of the ingredients, you don't need to follow what I did, but it's a cold winter's day in Australia and we're looking forward to some crusty bread and this lamb stew. So, if you have been, thanks for watching.